Tonight on The Price of Freedom, earlier this week we went to talk to a local Vietnam veteran. When we started to talk to him, we quickly learned he had more than just one interesting story to tell. Here's the first part of Vietnam veteran Mike Holden's story.
I got the letter.
Mike Holden grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina. He was drafted and sent to Vietnam in 1968.
So got to Nam and was assigned to the 1st Infantry Division.
He was a staff sergeant, 22 years old.
The 1st Division lost 20,110 of the 58,000 that were killed.
He was in Vietnam more than 50 years ago. Over the last several years, he's done a lot of research about his time in the war.
And these are the enemy forces that we fought.
It took him 10 years to put this book together.
68 was the worst year, and we lost 16,877 men in 1 year. We were losing 325 a week.
This is a book of maps, documents, letters, and photos. It's also a book of people's stories. A few years ago, he and a friend found 69 men who they served with in Vietnam.
That's their name, their address, their home address, their telephone number, their wife's name, his email, and a picture of him when he was in Vietnam.
They put together the list, and in 2009, they held their first reunion.
These are our first reunion that we had. Some of these guys came to our reunion. That's me in the background. And these are all out of our company. And several of them didn't want to come.
He says some went to the airport to make the trip but didn't want to get on the plane. Thinking and talking about the war was just too hard after all those years.
There were so many guys that we talked to out of the 69, I would say 20% of them, we were the first ones that had talked to them since they left Vietnam. And several situations, when I told them who I was, they started crying.
Now, 2009 was the first reunion they all went together. That was 10 years ago. They were grateful to get that time together because Mike says they've lost several of those 69 Vietnam veterans the last several years due to cancers related to Agent Orange exposure. We'll have more of Mike Holden's story coming soon on The Price of Freedom.
Josh, thank you.